the economy's GDP. That speaks to you of the import of this sector. The last 10 years has seen a exponential change in the telecom and digital sector. We have today 1.2 billion subscribers. It's the largest penetrated market in the world. We have 20% of the world's mobile subscribers. Internet connectivity has grown from 250 million to 974 million customers in the last decade. Broadband connectivity has grown from 60 million to 944 million. That's 16x in the last decade. And with it, commerce has also. Government has, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, brought about two distinct changes. One, the role of government is less of a regulator, more of a facilitator. And second, the government has worked with other ministries and the private sector in a whole of government approach. An example of that you will see at IMC 2025, where 30 ministries have come together in putting together this wonderful event. Our connectivity on a grand scale has grown as well. We are today only the 5th country in the world to have our own 4G stack, which was unveiled by the Prime Minister on the 27th of last month. Within a period of 20 months, we went from no building block to producing a full 4G stack. We have 100,000 operating towers today under BSNL of this domestic stack. We are going to increase that number, and once it proliferates, then switch it to 5G as well, which connotes the story that India produces and resolves domestic value propositions, but also India produces for the world. So build in India, but build for the world. Along with that, our PLI scheme has been a huge success. Latest numbers, we are at 91,000 crores in terms of sales. 17,800 crores of those 91,000 crores is in exports. This PLI scheme alone, again, the brainchild of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has produced 30,000 additional jobs. And let me say this, that the telecom sector, which was a vertical, in India today is becoming a horizontal. Is backward integrating all the way into telecom equipment and to chips, and it's forward integrating from telecom alone to becoming more of a service to digital inclusion. And that capability you have seen in India. We have also the P6G Alliance, which is doing a yeoman work. We've got 80 plus members, and in Government of India, with Telecom Technology Development Fund and other schemes is assisting P6GA in their goal of achieving at least 10% of global tech patents once the 6G standards are out. At the same time, we believe that as digital inclusion is growing and as the telecom market is growing, we are also looking at cyber security and digital security. The Sanchar Sati app and other softwares like the Financial Progress Indicator have done a tremendous job over the last year or so in terms of securing the assets of our customers. This edition of IMC has 6 important building blocks to it. We've got the International Bharat 6G Symposium that was flagged off yesterday. We also have the International AI Summit along with METI. that is a part of this summit. We also have the Cyber Security Summit and the SATCOM Summit. These four verticals are aided by two additional mechanisms. One, we've got the IMC Aspire competition, which is the first time that we are holding a global startup competition in India. Close to about 550 companies are competing with each other. We have 300 private equity, VCs, and finance organizations that are vetting these business plans and these companies. The top 15 will be chosen and sent to the international startup competition in San Francisco next month to try and win the coveted $1 million prize for finance. We also have an OpenAI API hackathon where developers are engaging across the country as part of IMC 2025. And with those words, I welcome you all to IMC 2025 and thank you for your cooperation and your collaboration in terms of making this a success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hi, sir. My name is Dhanesh. I'm from NTV Corporate. So, couple of questions. Do you believe that the Indian telecom market is big enough to accommodate more players? And on the other hand, I also wanted to ask that there have been various reports around Indian government planning to give some sort of relief to Vodafone Idea. Could you add on to that?
So, let me answer the first question. It's a deregulated industry. We have 4 TSPs already in place. We have ISPs running into hundreds of thousands. There is a tremendous amount of competition. And why do I say that? Because penetration is extremely high, 1.2 billion customers out of 1.4 billion population. And the cost structure is the lowest in the world. You've got the lowest voice rate at 0.03 paise a minute. You've got the lowest data rate at 9 rupees a GB, which is close to about 11 cents, which is 5% of the world cost. So I believe that we have a very fiercely competitive market, but the more the merrier. Vodafone Idea, as I've mentioned multiple times, we are a 49% equity holder. We do not, at this point of time in the near future, believe in increasing our equity stake. So that's where it will lie.
So also about BSNL MTNL, BSNL is taking over MTNL assets, but they are not able to sell it off. So is government planning to give additional money or funds to BSNL for the operations or anything on that?
So let me correct you there. BSNL has only taken over MTNL's operations, not MTNL's assets. So the operations were transferred from Delhi and Bombay on the 1st of January 2025. We are rolling out 4G in Bombay and Delhi as well. We may have some little more news for you in the next coming weeks. I don't want to divulge that yet, but there's a lot of work happening behind the curtains at BSNL to look at giving the best service to customers in MTNL's erstwhile market as well. As you're aware, BSNL has now turned profitable in Q3 and Q4 of FY 24-25. We posted a 260 crore profit in Q3, 282 crore profit in Q4. Our operating profit EBITDA margin went up from 2,300 crores in FY 24-25 to 5,100 crores in FY 24-25. In Q1 of FY 25-26, the operating margin again has grown by almost 50-60%. On a net profit basis, it's not profitable, but that's understandable. Why? Because we did the highest capex in BSNL's 25-year history last year of 25,000 crores on a SLM method, straight line method of depreciation. That means a 2,500 crore charge, depreciation, non-cash charge on the P&L statement of BSNL, which has obviously affected the first quarter profits. But on an operating profit basis, we have grown by almost 60 to 70% in the first quarter.
Sir, I have.
Hello. Sir, this is Avinash Rajput. I'm from Corporate Citizen Magazine. So my question is, beyond speed test in cities, what specific policy push is coming to capitalize rural 5G use cases, like precision agriculture or telemedicine?
So, very good question, and thank you for your question. We are developing both 5G use cases for rural and urban areas. As you're aware, we've set up 100 5G use case labs. We have flagged them off in the last quarter, the last of them in April, May. MOS and I and Secretary Saab will be taking an analysis of the performance of 100 5G use case labs during the next month. Yeah, and we're going to be categorizing their performance, and on that basis of performance, on a range of 50 points to about 130 points, we'll also be awarding them, and I'm told that MOS has just awarded some of them already. Those use cases are POC, proof of concept, and once those POCs become viable, then we will roll it out as use case. Last question.
Hi, good morning, sir. Firstly, let me congratulate you on being the team of Water Business IIC 2025. So let me just labor on the same point that one of my colleagues had raised with respect to voting in idea.
So we're going to move ahead. This is IFC 25. Not voting. Yeah, but
Hi, sir. Jaspreet from Financial Express. I think exemplary work on the telecom PLI. But 21 out of the 42 approved companies, they get missed their incentives. So do you see this as a point of contention or should they say
So
that?
obviously, there are two ways of looking at things. One is to see a glass half full, and the other way to look at it is to see a glass half empty, right? So when you say that a lot of the 21 out of the 42 companies have not been able to meet their incentive goals, please remember the other 21 have exceeded their incentive goals, right? So if you look at it, what you're doing is you're opening a gateway, and you're opening a gateway for everyone to participate. And there will be those that will exceed targets, and there will be those that will not meet targets. Our job is to encourage those that are not being able to meet their targets, to help them meet their targets, and if there's anything that government can do to assist them. And those that have exceeded their targets, tell them power on.
Thank you.
Last question.
Since you talked about this fiercely competitive sector we have presently, but if we look at the spectrum auctions in the past few years, the spectrum is being sold at the reserve price. Do you think that needs to be put down?
Justin, again, I think it's important for you to look at spectrum auction in terms of its entire history. I don't think it's just for you to look at only a particular auction. The particular auction that you're talking about where it was sold at reserve price was on the back of a huge amount of 5G spectrum being sold at very, very high prices. That's obviously going to be the case because the second time around, that 5G spectrum has not been used completely. So that demand is not going to be there in terms of a competitive pricing or a premium pricing, to use your term, for the next round. So in that round that spectrum was sold, I believe it was 141 LHZ or something like that. It was sold partially to those companies that were renewing the spectrum that had expired, right? So look at the whole history of that value chain, number one. Number two, at the end of the day, that is a necessary input to be able to conduct your enterprise, right? And there's a science behind the numbers that sets the reserve price, right? Our goal one hand, to maximize revenue potential for government for that resource, but also to be able to provide a raw material at a competitive price that will still be a benefit to the end consumer. And the THP comes in the middle. Thank you very much.
Sir, can you please background services starting?
Sorry.